Despite widespread bans and reformulations in many developed countries, trans fats remain a significant global health threat, particularly in regions where regulations are weak or poorly enforced. These industrially produced fats, typically formed during the hydrogenation of vegetable oils to create shelf-stable ingredients, are uniquely harmful to cardiovascular health. Unlike most other fats, trans fats raise LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol, while simultaneously lowering HDL cholesterol, the good kind, creating a highly atherogenic lipid profile that accelerates the buildup of arterial plaque. This dual action sets them apart as one of the most dangerous dietary components ever introduced into the food supply. Biochemically, trans fats interfere with normal lipid metabolism. They alter the structure of cell membranes, making them more rigid and less functional. This can impair endothelial function, the health of the lining inside blood vessels, which is a key early step in atherosclerosis. Inflammatory markers also tend to rise in response to trans fat intake, further accelerating vascular damage and promoting clot formation. Even at low levels of consumption, these changes can measurably increase the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and sudden cardiac death. One of the most troubling aspects of trans fats is their potency. Studies have shown that even a small intake, as little as 2% of total daily calories from trans fats, can increase heart disease risk by over 20%. That's a dramatic effect for such a tiny quantity, which is why health authorities worldwide have prioritized their elimination. The World Health Organization's Replace initiative aims for a global phase-out, but progress has been uneven. In many low- and middle-income countries, trans fats are still commonly used in street foods, baked goods, packaged snacks, and deep-fried items, often because they're cheap and extend shelf life. This continued presence poses an ongoing threat, especially in populations already burdened with limited healthcare access and rising rates of non-communicable disease. For these communities, trans fats aren't just a dietary nuisance, they're a silent contributor to growing public health crises. The danger is often hidden in plain sight, unmarked on food labels or misrepresented due to labeling loopholes that allow zero trans fat claims even when small amounts are present. Yet there's good news. Eliminating trans fats is both feasible and effective. Countries that have implemented strict bans or labeling laws, like Denmark, Canada, and the United States, have seen marked reductions in heart disease-related hospitalizations and deaths within just a few years. These policy changes are not just technical achievements, they're powerful examples of how targeted public health interventions can lead to fast, measurable improvements in population well-being. Consumers also play a role. Even in countries where trans fats are still permitted, avoiding processed and ultra-processed foods, checking ingredient lists for partially hydrogenated oils, and cooking with whole food fats like olive oil or avocado oil can reduce exposure. The goal isn't perfection, but vigilance, especially given how quickly small amounts of trans fats can undermine cardiovascular health. In short, the threat of trans fats hasn't disappeared, it has merely shifted. While many people in high-income countries may no longer encounter them regularly, billions of others remain at risk. The science is unequivocal, the harm is preventable, and the solutions are within reach. But until global elimination is achieved, trans fats will remain a potent and largely avoidable driver of heart disease worldwide.